Too many learners make the mistake of thinking that only reading textbooks or memorizing grammar will make them fluent. They treat English like a math problem, always searching for formulas and correct answers. But language is not mathematics, it is music. You must hear the music before you can play it. Listening every single day builds a secret foundation inside you, a foundation that will carry your speaking, your writing, and even your reading skills in the future. Think about a musician who wants to learn guitar. He does not just read about chords in a book. He listens to great guitarists, to the sound, to the feeling, and then his fingers slowly copy what his ears have already accepted. In the same way, if you spend just 20 or 30 minutes daily listening to English, your brain will start to copy the rhythm and flow of the language. You may not even notice it at first, but little by little, you will begin to repeat phrases naturally. Listening is like planting seeds. You don't see the tree immediately, but underground the roots are growing strong. One day, without forcing yourself, the words will come out of your mouth as if they have always been there. The most common excuse people give is, "I don't have time." But this is not true. Everyone has small pockets of time in the day, on the bus, while walking, during cooking, or before sleeping. Instead of wasting those minutes scrolling through social media or watching videos in your own language, use them to feed your ears with English. You don't need a classroom, you don't need a teacher, you don't need to spend money. You only need the discipline to let your ears work every day. Even if you understand only 20% at first, keep going. Your brain is smarter than you think. It is always recording, always adjusting, always trying to make sense of patterns. That is why after some weeks or months, what once sounded like noise will suddenly become clear sentences. Another mistake learners make is believing they must understand every single word. This is not necessary. Children don't understand every word when they first listen to their parents. They understand the feeling, the tone, the emotion, and then they connect it with actions. In the same way, when you listen to English content, focus more on the overall meaning, the energy, and the way words are connected. Your brain will fill the gaps naturally. If you stop every second to translate, you are not listening, you are calculating. And calculation kills the flow of language. Choose content that excites you. If you love business, listen to business talks. If you love movies, watch movies in English. If you love music, play English songs. When your heart is engaged, your ears work harder. Boring material makes you sleepy, but exciting material makes you hungry for more. The secret is not to treat listening like homework, but like a window into another world. Through that window, you start to think differently because language and thinking are brothers. When your listening improves, your way of thinking expands. Make it a daily ritual like brushing your teeth. Every day, no excuses. Some days it may be 10 minutes, other days 30 minutes, but never skip. Small drops of water can break the hardest stone when they fall every day. Your daily listening is like those drops, invisible at first, unstoppable in the end. If you truly commit to this simple habit, your English will transform in a way that surprises even you. Many people feel shy when they try to speak English. They sit in classrooms, they read books, they memorize vocabulary, but when the time comes to open their mouth, silence controls them. Their heart beats fast, their tongue feels heavy, and fear whispers. What if I make a mistake? What if people laugh? This is the invisible wall that stops millions of learners from growing. But here is the truth. Mistakes are not enemies. Mistakes are the best teachers. If you hide from speaking because you are afraid of being wrong, you will never be right. The only way to train your tongue and your confidence is to speak out loud every single day. When children learn to walk, they fall many times. Nobody tells them, "Stop walking, you are making mistakes." Instead, people cheer for every small step. Language is the same. You must allow yourself to stumble, to sound strange, to forget words. Every mistake is a step forward because it is evidence that you are moving. The more you speak, the faster you learn. Silence teaches nothing. Only sound builds strength. This is why speaking out loud, even if you are alone, is a habit that changes everything. Some learners wait for the perfect environment, the perfect partner, or the perfect moment to practice speaking. That moment never comes. The perfect time is always now. You don't need an audience, you don't need a stage. You only need your own voice. You can practice while walking to work, while cooking, while standing in front of the mirror. Describe what you are doing in English. Tell the story of your day. Argue with yourself about an idea. Pretend you are giving a speech. The goal is not perfection, the goal is practice. Your voice must hear itself every day because confidence is built like a muscle. If you don't exercise it, it becomes weak. If you use it daily, it grows stronger until fear disappears. Do not be obsessed with grammar when you speak. Grammar is important, but grammar should not become a prison. If you think too much about rules while speaking, your tongue will freeze. Focus on expressing the idea, not on producing a flawless sentence. Communication is about connection, not about perfection. If you can make another person understand your message, you have already succeeded. Fluency will come with time, but courage must come first. Without courage, there is no fluency. A good exercise is to talk in front of the mirror. Look at yourself, smile, and speak as if you are addressing an audience. At first, it feels strange, maybe even foolish. But slowly, you begin to notice your expressions, your body language, your confidence. You realize that the person in the mirror is your first and most patient listener. Another method is to record your voice. Listen to yourself later, not to judge, but to improve. You will hear progress that you cannot feel in the moment, and this will encourage you to keep going. Remember that speaking is not only about words, it is also about rhythm and emotion. That is why speaking out loud is so important. Reading silently is useful, but it does not train your tongue. Your mouth must practice the movements, your ears must hear the sound, and your brain must connect meaning with expression. This cycle cannot be built in silence. The more you hear your own English, the more natural it becomes. One day, you will notice that your tongue moves faster than your fear. Fear of mistakes comes from the belief that others are judging you. But in reality, most people are too busy with their own lives to laugh at your English. And even if someone does laugh, it is their problem, not yours. You are learning, you are growing, and you are doing something many of them never dared to do. Every time you open your mouth in English, you are already ahead of those who remain silent. Confidence is not the absence of mistakes, it is the courage to continue despite them. Make speaking out loud a daily habit, no matter where you are. Talk to yourself, talk to the mirror, talk to your notebook, talk to the air. The important thing is that your voice becomes your teacher. Over time, this habit will change your relationship with English forever. When people think about improving English, they often imagine long hours of study, heavy grammar books, or complex vocabulary lists. But one of the most powerful and simple practices is writing something every single day. Writing does not have to be long or difficult. It can be as short as a few sentences about your morning, your feelings, or something new you learned. The key is not the length, it is the consistency. When you write daily, you give your brain the chance to slow down, organize thoughts, and connect ideas with words. Speaking is fast, listening is instant, but writing allows you to pause and really examine how you are using the language. Think about how our minds work. Every day we have thousands of thoughts, but most of them pass like clouds. When you pick one thought and put it on paper in English, you are capturing it, shaping it, and making it stronger. At first, you may write broken sentences, mix your native language with English, or struggle to find the right words. That is normal. The important part is to keep going. Each time you write, your vocabulary grows, your grammar gets sharper, and your ideas become easier to express. What felt impossible 1 month ago will feel natural after many short writings. A useful routine is to keep a small notebook or use a digital note app where you dedicate 5 or 10 minutes daily to writing in English. It could be a diary entry like, "Today I felt happy because," or a reflection like, "I want to improve my English because." You can even write about things you see. Describe the weather, the food you ate, or a conversation you had. These small topics may look simple, but they build a habit of using English actively, not just passively. Language is a tool, and writing is practice with that tool. Writing also improves memory in a way that reading or listening alone cannot. When you write something down, your brain processes it more deeply. For example, if you hear a new word and then write it in a sentence of your own, you are much more likely to remember it. Repetition is important, but active repetition is even more powerful. Writing forces you to take ownership of words and phrases, making them part of your own language, rather than something you just recognize. Another benefit of daily writing is clarity of thinking. Many people have ideas in their mind but struggle to explain them clearly in English. Writing helps to organize those ideas. You may start with a messy thought, but as you write, you choose better words, you build clearer sentences, and slowly your thinking becomes sharper. This is why writing is not only a language exercise, but also a thinking exercise. Better writing leads to better thinking, and better thinking leads to better communication. Some learners avoid writing because they believe it is boring or they don't know what to write. The solution is to make writing personal and creative. You don't have to copy textbook exercises. Write a short message to your future self. Write a letter to someone you admire. Or write a story from your imagination. You can even write fake conversations, pretending you are speaking with someone in English. The more personal the writing, the more enjoyable it becomes. Soon it will feel less like homework and more like self-expression. It is also helpful to look back at your old writings. Keep everything, even the sentences full of mistakes. After a few months, read them again, and you will see how much you have grown. This is one of the greatest motivations because progress in language is often invisible day by day, but very clear when you compare months of effort. Old writings become proof that your small daily habit is creating big results. Don't worry if your grammar is not perfect at first. Mistakes are part of the process. Focus on expressing the message clearly. With time, your accuracy will improve naturally, especially if you combine writing with reading and listening. In fact, every time you read something in English, try to write a short summary in your own words. This simple practice will double your learning because you are not just consuming language, you are producing it. Make writing a part of your routine the same way you make listening or speaking part of it. It does not have to be long or complex, but it must be regular. Over time, this daily practice will not only improve your English, it will also give you confidence, creativity, and the habit of turning thoughts into powerful words. Many learners spend years focusing only on grammar rules, vocabulary lists, and exam preparation, yet when they meet a real person who speaks English, they freeze. This happens because language is not just a subject to be studied, it is a tool to be used. Rules are important, but they are not enough. You can memorize every grammar book and still fail to hold a simple conversation if you never use the language in real situations. The fastest way to grow is to learn from real people, not just rules. Language lives in communication, in laughter, in mistakes, in stories shared between people. Imagine someone learning to swim by reading about water. They may understand the theory perfectly, but the moment they step into the pool, panic takes over because they have never felt water on their skin. Language works the same way. Reading about English is like reading about swimming. It may give you knowledge, but it will not give you confidence. You must step into the water, you must experience the waves, and you must move your body to stay afloat. With English, you must step into conversations, you must hear the living sound of the words, and you must respond in real time. One of the most powerful ways to learn is to connect with people who already use English. This could be friends, colleagues, classmates, or strangers online. Even short conversations can teach you more than hours of silent study. When you talk to someone, you are forced to listen carefully, to choose your words quickly, and to focus on meaning instead of rules. Your brain becomes active, flexible, and alert. Each interaction is like a small training session that builds real skill. For those who do not have access to native speakers or international friends, technology has opened endless opportunities. Online communities, language exchange apps, social media groups, and video calls all provide chances to connect. Even if you cannot find someone to talk with live, you can still participate in forums, comment sections, or voice chats. What matters most is the act of using English in genuine communication. Each time you express a thought and receive a response, you strengthen the bridge between learning and living the language. It is also valuable to copy real communication patterns rather than memorizing artificial textbook dialogues. Textbooks often give polished, unrealistic examples, but real people use language with shortcuts, expressions, humor, and emotion. Listen carefully to how people greet, how they agree or disagree, how they tell stories. Try to repeat those patterns in your own conversations. Over time, you will sound less like a student and more like a communicator. Real English is not perfect, and you do not need to be perfect either. You only need to be clear, natural, and engaged. Learning from real people also teaches you culture, and culture is the soul of language. Words are not just sounds, they carry history, values, and emotions. When you connect with someone through English, you are not just learning grammar, you are learning how people from different places see the world. This knowledge makes your English more alive and helps you adapt in global situations, whether in business, travel, or friendship. Another method to learn from real people is imitation. Watch interviews, speeches, or even casual conversations in movies and shows, and then repeat them as if you are one of the speakers. Don't just memorize the words, copy the tone, the pauses, the rhythm. This kind of shadowing exercise puts you into the shoes of real speakers and helps your brain absorb not just the language, but the music of the language. The more you imitate, the faster you will find your own natural voice in English. Mistakes in real communication are your greatest allies. When you mispronounce a word or use the wrong tense, and someone corrects you, that correction stays in your mind far longer than if you had just studied a rule. Real people give real feedback, and that feedback is priceless. It might feel uncomfortable at first, but discomfort is a sign of growth. Every time you face confusion or correction in conversation, you are building strength. Do not limit yourself to people who are better than you. You can also learn from those who are at the same level, or even from those who are learning another language. Teaching and explaining what you know in English can sharpen your own skills. When you help someone else, you discover gaps in your own understanding, and filling those gaps makes you stronger. Communication is a two-way street. You learn while you share. The truth is, no matter how much theory you study, real fluency comes only when you step into the world of real communication. By surrounding yourself with voices, faces, and interactions, you transform English from a school subject into a living part of your daily life.